hope I find you all fine or well or whatever it is for you. I'm on here to just to have a little chat with everybody. I want to bring something to the surface, to the forefront for whatever reason right now. It's coming to the surface for me. And I find it quite interesting as I say that. Um, here's the thing. I find, we are all on our journeys. And there's one thing that most people know about me. I don't have time for idle chat. Okay. Um, and I'll help anybody if they want to be helped. Okay. I'm just going to get into my Facebook page here. Here we go. Okay. So there we go. Here's the thing. I find it quite interesting. And I'm using the word interesting. I've been always clear with people, I don't talk to people. And I've gone through some major shifts lately, and everybody knows I'm coming off these medications I've been stuck on since 1996. And what I'm finding with this process, because I'm waking up to myself or back to myself, and for me is that I'm very clear on things. And when I say this, is that uh, I just want to just say it. Okay, so forgive me here. I'm pretty much this whole live is about I'm just talking. There's no music right now. It could come later, but right now it's not. Is this? I think it's absolutely fascinating, right? Like I had somebody. Um, I think we're all amazing, incredible beings. We're on this journey off ourselves. And when people are going through stuff, like I can see it, I can feel it, I can just all of it, right? And, you know, a month or two ago, whatever it is now, I let everybody know I'm not talking to anybody. Don't message me. Mm-mm, just give me space, everybody. I don't want to talk. And, this one person kept on private messaging me. I know they meant well, but because of what I'm going through, it really bothered me because I set my boundaries out clearly to everybody. So after a few times messaging, this person kept on messaging me because I'm not responding. And and this moment I went, okay. And I responded back to this person. I said, I told you I'm not talking to anybody. And they said, their response back to me, well, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't talk to you? And I just went, holy shit. I could say that's their mentality because they're thinking. They're not thinking from here or feeling from here. They're thinking. And I responded back to this person. I said, I disagree with your above comment. If you're a friend and I say this, your job and your responsibility is to respect it. Period. We can all go in our heads and analyze or justify this or that. We all can do that. If you want to go down that avenue, fill your boots. Fill your boots. And it's like, I like helping people. I truly do. But please understand, I'm not going to patronize you. I'm not going to enable you to, to, I just won't enable you because I want the best for you, whatever that is for you as an individual. And that's where when I work with people privately, that's how I operate. And when I say this, I've gone through this for myself, is when my journey started in 96. And first of all, I don't talk to people to start with, but during that time, as I was opening up to all these feelings and trying to figure out, because I had no other support team than my counselor. And I was so stuck in the stories, going over and over and over and over. And I didn't realize at that time, which now I realize, I see it, I know it, is that when we get stuck on a story, we keep on telling that story, we're keeping that energy alive. And I had somebody recently that I mentioned about that, and they go, "Well, I know that," and yeah, you may know it, but maybe what I'm saying to you is there could be something that you're not realizing within yourself. It's not my job to tell you what it is. It's your job, it's your responsibility. But it doesn't mean the rest of us have to sit there and listen to all this stuff. And what I find quite interesting, and as I expand, and I have huge compassion, I have huge empathy and sympathy because I've been through it. And there's a difference. If you know something, then why are you keep on repeating that energy? If you truly know it, and I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying that. All I'm trying to say right now is that, you know, if we feel something within ourselves, or we think somebody's doing something to us, are they really doing that to us? Or is it our perception and our view? And when I say this is, you know, I've given some advice out periodically, not very often, but when I do, because I have knowledge, I have experience. And here's the question. Here comes the big question. And this goes for any conversation we're having with anybody. Most people are not able to listen and hear what is being said. They're filtering it through where they're at in this moment. And so they're not hearing it for what it is. They're hearing it based on their stuff inside. This is not a judgment, you guys. So don't think this is a judgment, because it's not. It's an observation of knowing. And, you know, I know with me, you know, it's like if I say to somebody, you know, it's like there was a conversation that was happening and I couldn't talk about, you know, like when I'm in my heart space, totally within me, I cannot go into my brain part, my thinking part. It just doesn't work. How I process things is my own uniqueness. But if somebody can't respect my process, it doesn't speak about me, it speaks about them. And like I said, we can always sit here and justify this or that because of our stories or whatever. And I'm not taken away from our stories and our experiences. My God, no. Because all the things we've been through has affected us all at such a deep, deep level. You know, somebody was filling out these forms the other day, and I said to them, you need to do it this way. Well, I got this letter, that's good enough, I'll just attach it. I said, no, you can't. And this third person thought I was questioning them. No, Here's the thing about the dance. I call it the dance, right? If you're filling out forms, you don't do it the way you think is this is good enough. You can't do it that way. You got to play their game exactly how they want it, the way they want it, not the way you think it's good enough. I already have this letter from this person and this letter from this person. You can add that, like attach it to there, but they still have to fill the form out. And it's there's a detachment that, you know, because I got somebody who's really pissed at me right now. I'll be very honest, and but they just don't realize I'm their friend, and how they interpret something doesn't mean it is what it is. You know, like I said, I have no time for idle chat. It's like talking about the weather, right? Okay, I look outside, I see what it's like. It's good enough for me, but that's me. I'm not you, you are not me. But I don't have time to sit here and talk about, I don't talk even to you guys about what I go through on a daily basis, right? I don't even, like, I have two very close friends, and I don't talk to them every day. And I don't talk about everything that I go through. If I do talk to them, it's on the level of me understanding. I say, look, I'm frustrated with something right now. Let's talk about this. And they help me to understand why I'm frustrated. Or they help me to see it clearly. Because I already know the truth within me. And as I say this, I will never enable anybody. Because none of us deserve that, including myself. Because we all get stuck. We're all trying to do our best. But here's the thing is this. If you truly want help to figure out something, reach out to me. I'm here for you. But I will also say, don't waste my time. Meaning this, I will help you as long as you want to truly help yourself. But if you want to stay stuck in that place and keep on repeating what you've been doing for however long, go fill your boots. You're not affecting me. But if you want my help, I'm here because I want to help. It's choice. It's just like I said to this person, I said yesterday, I said, look, you can do whatever way you want to. I'm just trying to help you because I've been through this process that you're about to embark in. And I know what worked. I know what was told to me. And I'm only sharing that experience with you to help you to ensure you get this done correctly for them. This person could not see it. They are so traumatized by so many other people. They couldn't see me for me. But it's not my problem. It is not my problem. And, like I said, this person's pissed at me because what they perceived it to be. But that's their perception. And we already know that we can try to talk our face off to somebody. They're never going to hear it. And it's not, I know that people, including myself, don't want to stay stuck in that place, whatever place that is. We're all trying to do our best. But I truly feel that most of us are working towards freedom within ourselves. I'm very selective and the people that I allow in. Like I said, there's only two people that I really have allowed in. And both of them are of the Christ consciousness. They have my utmost respect, my utmost regard because of who they are. And they will hold me accountable, but they're channeling the whole time our conversation is. I remember when my friend, as I got to know her and realized that everything that comes out of her is pure channel. And that's what I do, is pure channel. It's not what I think, it's what I know. And that is what makes my heart so friggin' amazing. Because I had to protect my heart all these years from the external world. Because it wasn't safe. But because of my work that I've been doing all these years, it's not a matter of how many years I've been doing this. It is about the fact is that I'm understanding now. I'm understanding why I protected my heart the way I protected it. Because it is precious, as much as everybody else's hearts are precious. And people will trigger us. But here's the thing is this is, are we hearing what they're really saying or what we think they're saying? Because sometimes people, when they hear something, like I said before, they're filtering it through their perception or their view, which is, to me, is here in the mind. Well, just, I was even accused of not listening. I said, no, I heard you. Blah, 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 blah. Which to them, hey, I heard you. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. And it wasn't meant as a rude comment or anything else, but it's just a straightforward comment that I'm clear. And, we all have choices, but take responsibility for our choices. I'm not offended by what this person said. I chuckled, not to laugh at her. I chuckled that she just doesn't get it yet. And I know eventually she will see it and get it. Went, oh shit, I get it now. And I know that. But I let this person go with love right now. Because they're on their own journey. And like I said, I patronize, like, the kindest thing that somebody has done for me is never patronized me. And I am so grateful for those people who never patronized me. Because the ones who patronized me enabled me to stay there. And that's stuckness. And it's like, oh, poor Ernie, oh, I'm so sorry they did that to you. They patronized me. Myself, you all don't deserve to be patronized. We want to be seen and loved and have somebody who will help us to get unstuck from whatever it is, to help us in whatever way, shape, or form that is. It's up to us. If people don't want that, that's okay for me. That is totally okay for me. Then don't come and ask. Don't be around me. Because I cannot be around anybody who wants me to patronize them or allow them to stay in that victim role. It is the most painful place to be stuck in. It's not a conscious thing. It's a survival. This person did that to me. That person did that to me. Yeah, they did do those things. But when we put our focus over there, like, look what they did. You're giving your power away to them. Everything is a choice. Everything. My inner growth, my inner expansion is for the people who never patronized me. And I've got kicked in the arse a few times. But it was always done with love. It was always done with love. But the one thing, I never balked at them. Because when somebody shows us something, we already know within us if it's truth or not. We can go into the brain and go, well, da 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 da. We can justify. You know, it's, I don't want to see anybody being that victim, or, you know, we all have stuff going on. We're all trying to do our best. And I know for me, because, you know, it's like, you know, anybody who's been following me for any period of time, anybody who's new to me, welcome to my world, is this: when I come online, and even if I'm not online, I'm putting out energy. But especially when I'm sharing my music with you all, I'm putting out a lot of energy. And in that energy that I get to go in every time I play my guitar, it's amazing. And when I'm done playing, like yesterday, I think I played an hour and a half or something, I like just to be afterwards. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be in and immerse in all this beautiful energy and what just happened. But because you see me online doesn't mean you can call me the next breath. I even said to this person, look, I just finished doing a live. I need to be quiet. And they didn't, it just, they were so focused on themselves, and they started, and I went, okay, just breathe here, Ernie, and just try to get through this. And it didn't work out. Because I know what I need for me. And the one thing I learned for me is I look after me first. And if somebody cannot respect what I need, right, I don't want to talk about certain things. I'm not in that space right now. And, you know, are you really, like, I'll go back to this, and this is what I'm getting. Are you really listening to hear? You know, I have all kinds of different friends on many, many different levels. But I have two that are, yeah, two people. Hey, Delia. So it's like, I'm asking you to honor yourself. I hope this resonates with you guys, because I was just pulled and drawn to come and speak about this, because, you know, we all know what it's like. We were speaking something, and then somebody goes off in left field, and you go, aren't you listening to me? Are you hearing me? And they're so focused on what their agenda is, I could say. And not only that, when they're listening to you, they're not hearing you. They're filtering it through whatever stuff is going on for them. Aw, love you too, Delia. And just everybody knows Delia Flores. We've known each other. It's coming up 3 years, my friend. 3 years coming up. Because I met you at Light Language Lounge. And I had fortunate enough and blessed enough to have met Delia. When I went to Soulful Fest in August, end of August last year, and literally stumbled onto the site, like, because that wasn't where we're heading. We didn't think so, but we ended up really at the stage. And I was traveling with this lady, and I said, "Oh my God, this is the stage!" Because it's pitch black. And I start honking my horn. I was so ecstatic because we were 24 hours trying to get there. And open the door, and the first person I see is Delia. And, you know, it was so nice to see her physically. I just gave her a big hug because that was important to me with Soul Family. And I had met, I knew a few people online, but not like Delia. And to be able to meet her physically. But you know what? Here's the true beauty in this, that we didn't have to talk through that whole 4 days that we were together. We never talked. We did not have to talk. We just got to be. And that's what I loved about Soul Family. We just got to be who we are. Not this need we have to talk. Some people talk, absolutely, but there's certain people do that. That is beautiful. But, that is the beauty, the true beauty, when you can be around Soul Family and not feel you have to talk. Because if I don't have anything worthwhile talking about, I won't say nothing. Because what I come on here to say was worthwhile. In hopes that it resonates and touches and makes sense to somebody. Because I know it makes sense to me. Like I was saying about, I will never enable anybody. And there's been a few times I've reached out to Delia, and she always comes back with the most profound, heartfelt expression. Boom, every time. My other friend, Marion Amel Grace Hobbs. She put her last name back on, so it's Hobbs. When I talk to her, we don't talk about stuff. We're very there. And if I reach out to her and I say something, and she just says the most heartfelt thing that just boom, oh, yeah, right, thank you. And that's what I love about this family. That's what I love about this family, that we are all a part of. But the one thing I know with this soul family, none of us will enable anybody. None of us. And we won't patronize you either, because that is disrespectful. It's rude, in my view. It's condescending towards somebody to patronize them. And I appreciate the people in my entire journey since I started in 1996 who never patronized me, because they made me really look at myself. And go with it. Not here. Go within the heart space, which is the link to your soul. We are absolutely amazing, every single one of us. I have my times when I, have self-doubt. Not sure, I'm going to be very brutally honest here, even with my music. Because sometimes the ego creeps in. Well, you haven't got this many followers, you haven't got this, you haven't got that, maybe you're wasting your time. Like, honest to God, like, I'm not kidding. But every time that creeps in, I go back into my heart space, and which my easiest way to get back into my heart space is play my guitar. And it's not. And what I'm seeing now more clearly than I ever have, and I keep on getting messages from Spirit to remind me. I have a letter right there that I received a year ago, or just about a year ago. I'll rephrase that a little bit. That Jesus wanted me to know this information. And as I read that letter when I received it, I knew it was all truth. And Jesus wanted to remind me, he's always been there. Through everything that I've been through as a child. Even when I thought I was alone. And we always have messages that come to us many ways, shapes, or forms, not the way we may think it, that I also use this term, idealism, the way it should be. Should be? Fuck that shit. You have an expectation? Blah, blah, blah? No. But I know the truth within me. When I read that letter, it was pure truth. And I've only read it to 2 people privately. I don't know if I'll ever read it publicly, because it's very sacred. And it's what I needed to hear. So I could go in and spend time with myself. Because as I read, I had tears in my eyes. Every single word. It's only 1 page. And it was the most beautiful, most loving thing I've ever received in my life. I've had many things that are very loving, but this came from Joshua. And anybody who's connected to Jesus understands that. And even Mary Magdalene, same thing. You know, we have people that come into our lives to assist us and to help us. It could be as much as setting your boundaries, which I mentioned at the beginning of this, about how I set boundaries with everybody, saying, look, I'm not talking to anybody at all, please. I just don't want to talk to anybody. Because when I'm going through something, whatever it is, I don't want to talk. I don't want to, people say, how you doing? Please, no, that will irritate the shit out of me. I said, I don't want to talk, and that means I don't want to talk. And this person says, well, what kind of friend would I be? That's ego. That's a mind thing. That's, well, I should do this. No. Go into your heart space. Ernie said she doesn't want to talk. And this is where I come from. That it's our job to respect somebody's boundaries. We may not agree with them. We may not understand them. Because that doesn't matter if we do or don't. Our job and our responsibility is to respect somebody's boundaries. If you turn around and say, what's wrong with them? There's nothing wrong with anybody who sets boundaries. Boundaries is a limitation. I know how to take care of me best. I know how to take care of me best. And I know what I'm able to hear and not hear at this time. And if I tell somebody, I can't talk about that right now, but they're hell-bent they're going to talk about that, or whatever, that's them. That doesn't mean I have to tolerate and put up with that. Because, you know, um, when I say this, that, like I said, I know how to treat me best. Some of you guys may have an idea, this and that, whatever. That's wonderful. But I had this person this afternoon, and I love it when I get messages from you guys. I'll be very honest. I love the private messages. It doesn't, if I don't respond, don't take it personally. It just, sometimes I just don't feel like responding. But I had this lady who was kind enough to say how she, first of all, expressed how much she loves my posts, which, oh, thank you. Because I already can post something if it resonates with me and it speaks to me at this time. And she goes, look, I have a private group. I would love for you to come be a part of this group. And it's all, uplifting and type stuff. And I said, well, look. So I responded back to her, but I was honest with her. And I said, look, thank you very much for asking. But I belong to a lot of groups already. And I'm starting to feel overwhelmed by them. And so I know, I didn't say this to her, but I'm just saying this out loud right now. I need to go through, leave a lot of them. I have to. Not that I want to, it's a have to. And because, it's what I need to do for me at this time. I find it quite interesting too. There's people I used to follow, and then I stopped following them for whatever reason, because it was where I was at. Not about them. It was where I was at. So I unfollowed them, and also they start, for some reason, I'm seeing somebody commenting about somebody and on their thing, and what did I stop following that person? So I start following them again. Well, what happens, we all go through different stages where, it's like even with my music. You guys, here's a great example. There's times when you can be around my music, and there's times when you're not able to. It's not that you don't want to. You're just not able to because you got other stuff going on. And then eventually come back in. That's what we do. We do this. So, and that's where, when Spirit showed me when I went into my ego self going, well, there should be more people. The keyword should be more people, watching me when I share. And it's not about how many people watch. It's about me showing up, being present, trusting whatever I'm playing in this moment needs to be expressed, and whoever needs this will see and hear this for themselves. And I really don't care if the 0 people are 10,000, because there's going to be one person that it may help. And what I'm finding, the more I respect myself in this amazing journey I've been on, and I've said this very openly, and it will never change, is the best thing I ever did for myself was go to Soulful Fest. Meeting Delia, because I'd known Delia for like almost 3 years. Yeah, sister. There's other people that I met, I sort of knew who they were. Some people come up to, hey, it's me. And because all I know is people on Facebook land, okay? And most of them I never communicated with virtually. I'm very virtual. You guys see me day in and day out. You guys get to see me. I don't get to see you. And it took me, I haven't even expressed this to a friend of mine. Like, she started appearing, I started noticing her, and she lives on the Oregon coastline there. And at Soulful Fest, she made a point to come up and say, it's me, right? Whatever her name is. I can't think of it right now. I can see her face very clearly. And I went, okay. But it didn't register because all I knew, it took me going back to the where we stayed at, and me figuring out who she was. I never got to tell her. I just didn't make that connection because I did not have ever seen her. But she had seen me. And, you know, and being at Sology, like I said, that there was so much respect and regard for each other's individuality needs. Nobody intruded on you. It was so magical. And but because of that experience, which is, by the way, the first time I've done anything for myself in about 32 years. And when I said about protecting my heart, going to Soulology Fest allowed me to bring those walls, those barriers down even more, which in turn allowed me to feel even more. And that is who you guys are seeing today because of that experience. Because I'm seeing myself, and here's something too. I can feel when somebody says something to me, if it's true or not, or you're trying to patronize me. And I'm talking about the superficialness. I can't do that superficialness. Can't do it. But I can feel when you guys have expressed to me privately or on here, wherever, that just how beautiful I am, my heart, my soul. You guys have all helped me to see that within me. And which in turn it's opening up more and more. I got a download just before I went to Soulology Fest, and it had to do with my music, of course. And Spirit keeps on, and when I start realizing it's magical how it happens for me. And that's where not one of us has the exact same way how we get our downloads. It's very unique because we are all unique. Individuality. And and I'm going to just refer to Delia here because Delia's had a huge impact and imprint on me, as Susanna Mara, as Todd Medina, as there's so many people. I don't want to miss anybody. Because you guys have all made an impact, imprint in me, coming to understand myself, my music. I remember when Suzanne said to me a couple of years ago, she said, "Ernie, you're an alchemist." No, not me. Fuck no. And I said that to her. I said, "No." She goes, "You are." And she said also that, like we had a gathering every week called Language Lounge. That's how I met Delia, which was through Susanna Mara. And through this process of connecting with Suzanne, I got to understand what my music is like language. And Suzanne said to me that you're a catalyst to break barriers in light language to the world. What? Me? Little old me? And this looper that I use to channel and more energy, because I get to go within, has been the process. I said something earlier and I sort of corrected, but I'm going to go back to the fact is, no, it was August of 2021. Because when I'm playing, Spirit shows me things, and which includes how to utilize this looper. And there was something that shifted, and I reached out to a friend of mine, my long time, very very, very close friend, Deb Malone Reed. And I said, this alchemist thing, we started talking about it. And what I love about Deb, she's a pure channel. Anything that comes out of her mouth is pure channel. And she read an alchemical, and the definition. And yeah, that does resonate with me. And it was through that process. It happened very quickly. I was trying to use the word alchemical, and it just didn't resonate. Alchemist? Yeah. And that's when I started, because I could feel it within me, that I was able to articulate it. And because of that, there's been this whole embodiment thing I've been going through with it all. And it's like I said before, that before I went to Sology in August and got another download, major down. That was a major download. And meanwhile, I'm running around getting, my, where are they? Before I went to Sology Fest, I was running around getting these 3 albums done to have to take with me to Sology Fest. So here I am getting these downloads, and I'm still working on the 3D world, meaning dealing with a graphic person. I'm in the recording studio at the same time. I got this company I'm dealing with to make these and get these, 100 made of each. And so here I am with all this, and this happened. Oh, it was crazy. And so when I got to Sology Fest, like I said, first person I saw when I got there was my friend Delia. And it's funny how you sit there and you think, okay, I figure, okay, I'll have some albums, that way if I sell a few, it'd be really nice to help, to help offset, because I think it cost me personally, this is off the top of my head right now, $4,000 just to go and be there, come back. That's flights, car rental, lodging, right? The whole gamut. I think it was close to 4,000 by the time I got back. But what happened was, of course, the first person I wanted to give an album to was Delia. That was my gift to her right off the bat. And I gave to a few other people too. And then the next day, the festival's now starting, and some people that I could feel. So I gave them a copy of my album. What I start to realize, I'm not there to try to make some money. I'm there to gift people my music. My heart sorrowed by doing that. And it floored a lot of people that I did that. And I only do things from my heart. I do, well, it's like, to me, the word thinking brain is I should do this. No, you want my album, you have to pay for it. I just go wherever I'm being guided all the time. And I'm realizing more and more how much I've been like this my entire life. Because every time I try to do the way some other people, their idealism, the way I should do things, it never doesn't, it's not smooth anymore. It's rough as all hell. So I know I did not get all the people that were at Sology. I know that. And rest assured, it was not intentional. But as I saw each person through the next few days, I did my utmost best to make sure they got a copy of my album. And I know one lady left before I was able to get to her, and her and I were connected before even Sology. So she fessed that was. So I reached out to her and said, look, you left. I didn't have a chance to give you this, but I'm going to send you the digital downloads. She went, what? Thank you. I give from my heart. I don't give to think that you're going to say, oh, way to go, Ernie. No. I give from my heart, and anybody who receives anything from me knows I give it unconditionally. And I also know that it was received with great gratitude and appreciation. You know, that's where we always will run into people who don't appreciate what we do. We'll always run into those people. And I don't let those people affect me keep on doing what I do best, which is give from my heart. I'm not going to ever stop. I may do some things a little differently, but I'm not going to stop. And it's like my inner expansion right now where I'm at. Like, I have no time for idle chat. I'm not going to patronize you because your ego needs to be stroked right now. I feel that that would be the most rudest thing that I could do to you, is do that, to patronize you. I can be compassionate, empathetic, absolutely. But you'll never hear me say, poor you, because I won't do that to you. Because I appreciate the people who didn't do that to me. Because they, you know, it's just like I said a bit ago about Delia. If I reached out to Delia, and sometimes she even knows something's going on, right? And she'll just send me something. I want to share something with you guys. Speaking about Delia, I want to share this. This is what Delia sent me. Yep. I was in tears. Yeah, we got it blown up. You know, my friend, whoops, Marion did that. I feel very, very blessed. I feel very, very blessed. I'm proud of myself for being who I am. I am very solid within. It doesn't mean sometimes I quiver because I go through stuff. But even through the quivers, when I come back, I'm stronger, more solid. I have more to offer because I understand myself more. And it's because of you guys. And everything you say, do, you know, and that's the impact, the imprint. By us just showing up and being ourselves. And I'm very proud of all of us because of our heartfelt, soul-felt wanting to understand. You know, put it this way, Delia is like incredible. Do I speak the way she speaks? No. Marion, same thing. Suzanne, same thing. Todd, same thing. We all have different ways of expressing it. And what happens is the way we express it, some people are resonating more towards the way I articulate things. It doesn't make me wrong or right. It's just how I express it. But the one thing is always from my heart. And that's what I love. And why I love so Many of you, in fact, all of you, not just so many of you, all of you. I appreciate who you are. And it's like, you know, when I say this, yeah, what Delia just said, we understand in the depth of the heart, resonates with heart, sharing the code. And that's what we all put out as codes. But I'm understanding this more so now. It's, there was a period of time, this is a while ago, well, I can't talk the way Suzanne talks. I can't talk the way Todd talks, so I guess there's something wrong with me. Nope. First of all, talking is not my strength. My strength is my guitar. That's where I talk. She allows me here. And I've been feeling this, I was talking about August, like I started literally embodying. There is no separation from the Soulful Guitarist and Ernestine. There's no separation. We are one. It's like with Todd, Soulology. Todd is one with it, as I am with the Soulful Guitarist. I recognized that in August, and I started embodying because I could feel it coming into my body. And I went, ooh, this is cool. Do I talk about that? Mm-mm. Because as I'm going through something, I just like to be with it. But I'm so grateful for my inner wanting and my heart and soul's desire to set myself free to be able to come on here like I am tonight and just talking, which is, I don't know when the last time I ever just talked like this. It's been quite a while. But I need to express something, because somebody misinterpreted or misunderstood. But am I responsible for that misinterpretation and understanding? Nope. That's that person. Because if you don't understand something or you don't respect somebody's boundaries, guess what? It is what it is. And I'm learning that for myself. And that's where I'm not taking anything on. I refuse to take anything on. Because I know I will reflect on my own behavior, conduct, what I say, why I say what I say, or how I said it. You may think I'm snarky or snappy. No, I'm just being very clear. I don't have time for this. Get to the point. What is it? I offered this person something, and I finally went, do you want me to still look into this? Da-da-da-da. Right? Because I could feel it. They come back and they say, no, and then they went off and on their little, I could say the word tangent, right? Try to make me look bad or feel bad or whatever. And I just chuckled. We were all going through stuff. And if you choose to be in the public eye, it's like when I say this, I said the word public eye. I'm doing a lot of things differently now than I ever have. Before Christmas, I was on here every single day for weeks on straight. Instead of me going, is there something I need to put out today? Yes or no? And then I finally got to that point, okay, I need to step back and just be quiet, which I did. I'm still being quiet. You may not think it right now, but it's true. I'm still being quiet. I can't be around people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have conversations. Even with my longtime dear friend, Deb Reed, I think the last time her and I talked is a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago. We are both going through stuff and we respect each other. And if Deb needed me, she knows she can call. If I don't feel like talking to her, I may not answer. I'll just say, look, do you really need to talk? If so, or I will pick up, say, Deb, I'm still feeling the need to be quiet. Or is this really important? And she'll go, yeah, Ernie, I really need to talk. I said, okay. And then I will put myself aside because she would never ask that unless she really meant it. And I will take the time. But we don't talk about stuff. And I don't have time right now. And I cannot explain anybody, anything other than that is that right now for me. And that's why I love what I get to do. Because I don't have to talk. I just pick up my guitar and let my guitar do all the talking and expressing. And something for me is, for me to speak is myself giving myself permission to be vulnerable, to speak my truth. Because it's difficult. It's hard for me because of my experiences in the past. And I am so grateful to Mr. Todd Medina. Just beyond words. If you're not familiar with Todd and Soulology, which he is, please, he does, when he's able to, 1, 3, or 4 shows a day, bringing people on from all around the world to speak their truth, their story. And because of that, I got to understand me more. And some people I resonate more so with it than others. And I know that. That's okay. But I'm so grateful for my courage and my strength, because I'm a fucking amazing person. And if you can't see that and understand that, that's not my job to convince you. And if you can't see that inside yourself, I'm asking you to see that within you. Because you are that as well. Hi, Robin. Hi, Heather. Um, just so you guys know, what I don't try to look and read comments. I sort of glanced at some of Delia's and something spoke out of me, say, but it distracts me if I start reading. But I want to acknowledge that I see you guys, and I know there were some people here earlier that left for a bit, or left period, which is fine, because this is not meant to hurt anybody. It's just, I overheard Todd and Tyrone earlier, and I briefly caught Todd saying about the same thing. He has no time for idle chat. And same thing with me. What's the purpose? Right? I even have people, oh, some of these people, oh my God. And again, I had to alter and shift. People ask me to be friends. Right? A couple people, I screened them, and okay, I thought they were okay, and then it ended up not being. And I just got rid of them right away. And then a couple people, so I messaged them. I said, I need to ask you, what is your intention for asking me to be friends on Facebook? And I asked them a straightforward question. Most people aren't used to that, right? And neither one of them. I gave them 24 hours. And how I did that is, once I knew they read it, gave them a period of time to respond. Didn't deleted their request. I had this one lady, I checked her out and I thought she was okay. And then she messaged me, goes, How are you today? I hope I find you and your family well. And I'm chuckling to myself, oh my God, you know dick all about me, don't you? And so I responded back to her. I said, I said, if you're here to solicit anything, anything, please stop. I have no time for that. And then instead of her respecting that, she goes, well, did you hear about this, da 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 da? And I repeated myself again. I said, I have no time for any kind of soliciting. Stop. She did it again. And it just, here we go, people just, and here's the funny part is, I'm in Canada. Okay, I'm in Vancouver, BC, Canada. She's down in the States. Talking about some program I could get some money. And it's just soliciting. You know, and it's like, I have no time for this, you guys. I'm a friggin' busy person. And the work we do, that we do, is a full-time inside job. It's full-time. I'm constantly just processing this and that and exploring this and that, not intentionally, no, but allowing myself. Are you really in Winnipeg, Heather? Holy smokes. I'm going to tell you something, girl. I'm going to be coming to Winnipeg to do a concert. I didn't realize that you're Canadian. Wow. What you find out about people, right? And I continuously find out about people. And, you know, it's, I don't, it's, as I say this out loud, it's, you know, somebody asked me, so what are you doing this evening? Just being. Oh, aren't you doing anything special? That is special. But it just tells you where they're at, not me, where they are at. You know, when we talk to somebody, we can tell instantly where they're at, where they're not at. Very quickly. We can tell if they're speaking truth or they're trying to put a facade on. Oh, everything just, oh, is this just peachy keen? Oh, everything just so lovely. Oh, you should see these beautiful flowers I bought yesterday. I'm sorry, just, I think it's great that you enjoy that. I think it's great. Put it on your timeline if you want to share it with the world. You know, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say that out loud. So, hey, Robin, sometimes it is overtime. It's to live in a conscious state the way we are choosing to. I choose to. You know, in a conscious state, to me, you know, and this is one thing I found quite fascinating. I asked somebody recently, and in fact, a few different people, I said something, they couldn't answer it. That speaks volumes to me. And if you're not sure what I mean when I say a conscious state, ask. I'll do my best to explain the way I understand it. But for me is, you know, if I'm feeling something, and I've had things where I get triggered on and on, I certainly will, Heather, is that if I get triggered, you know, and I'm going to use this, I'll tell you this very quick story. I talked about this the other day online, that I left an abusive relationship 11 years ago, over 11 years ago. And what I went through during my time with her, it's horrible. I do not want to relive. I know what she did. But the thing is, I'm not putting myself down as I say this out loud, is I just didn't understand that everything she did to me, I was already familiar with it. I knew how to protect myself to roll over, you know. But anyway, so when I finally, enough is enough, I got to that point. And I've not talked to her. I don't want to see her. I don't want nothing to do with her. Nothing. And for over 11 years, I've kept on blocking her. And if one of her kids get hold of me, I block them. Like I don't beat around the bush when it comes to that dysfunctional, chaotic, drama family. And and I decided to go to this gathering, a dinner gathering of about 20 lesbians a couple of weeks ago. And I was very cautious about going. I'm not going to stop living. Have been continued on living all these years, and but she has what everything she has done to me during that relationship. She said I did to her, which is a bold-faced fucking lie. And I had a couple of people who were kind enough to tell me this, and I appreciate them letting me know. Because I never talk about her to other people. So I went to this thing. A couple of days later, she messaged me. Because there was somebody there that I could feel them talking to somebody about me. I could just feel it. And when she reared her ugly face, her ugly energy, horrible energy, I was surprised, but not completely surprised. But my anxieties went up a little bit, but not the way it would have been. So Spirit was showing me very clearly where I'm at when it comes to her and many other people and things. So that's where, if we were being triggered, we need to step back and ask ourselves, okay, what is it that I need to look at to heal within myself? Why is this bothering me? Why am I feeling this way? I have this thing where you can never feel, okay, nobody can make you feel something that you already don't feel within yourself, if that makes sense. Somebody can never make you feel something that you don't already feel within yourself. So if you sit there and say that, oh, that person made me feel this way. No, you're already feeling that. You already have that. Then that becomes our job individually to figure this out so we can heal ourselves, so that part is no longer holding us back. And I'm not going to stop promoting my music and who I am and what I do. You know, and people will try to push us. And when I say this out loud, and I had to go back and read it later that night, because I read what I read, and I'm going, this is strange. What music? What? Right? Where's this coming from? And then she got respectfully, but what she was trying to do was manipulate me to engage with her. That is what narcissistic people do. I have a huge heart, but she will never get one speck. And nobody will ever get close to this heart that's going to hurt this heart. And I'm going to keep on showing up as I am. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Robert. Yep. That's the old ways. And that's where, if we really step back and observe what they say, what they do, you'll start to see the manipulation. If you sit there and listen to commercials on TV, it is all pure manipulation. Oh, we all have the, give me a second here, I'll think of the word, shingles. We have that in us. So you better take this medicine So it keeps it at bay. What? Pure manipulation. Say, oh, shingles is painful, so you better take this medication so you prevent that. Like, what the fuck? Pure manipulation to make us think there's something wrong. If you want to focus on shingles and create that within yourself, fill your boots. But I'm not going to talk about it. I just mentioned it, but I'm not going to talk about it. But that's the whole thing. These energies we have within us, I get to choose where my thoughts go. Our thoughts create our reality. So if you think this, you're going to create that because of how you think. I'm not putting anybody down. Good God, I'm not. But what I'm saying, our thoughts create our reality. You can say, well, I know that. Well, those are words. Then if you really know that, then why are you speaking about that kind of energy? Why are you telling the same story again and again? Because that's keeping the energy alive within you. I'm not saying ignore your feelings. I'm not saying ignore your emotions. I'm not saying that. But if we keep on telling the same story, we're going to keep that energy just, yeah, let's keep it going. Yeah, let's keep it going, getting bigger and bigger. I learned that. And I'm pretty sure as I go to say this out loud, my beautiful longtime friend, I'll tell you a story about Jade very quickly here. Jade came across my Facebook page many years ago, roughly around 2015, something like that. And, or she came across her page and she asked me, I'm not sure which way it went, it doesn't matter. But I went to unfollow her and I couldn't. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, let's just see what happens. Well, it was Spirit that was running intervention because I needed to follow this amazing woman. And Jade was the one who brought it to my consciousness, to my awareness about her thoughts. I've taken a couple of her programs with her. And I now understand everything that she said and she meant. And here's the thing is, you know, if we have chaos and drama going on in our life, step back and take a look at why am I attracting that? Is it because I'm speaking about this? Is it because I'm keeping this kind of person in around me? There's could be many, many factors. Yeah. Well, you guys, I've been on here for a while. Oh shit, I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, just about. Anyway, thank you very, very much, everybody. I'm going to go be quiet now. Not that I have anything to be quiet for, but I appreciate your guys' appreciation for my being here. Delia, Robin, Heather, and whoever else, just so you guys know, I only know if you say something that I know that you're here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm just sort of scrolling back up. Wow. I don't think I thank you all for being here and allowing me this opportunity to express what I've just been expressing for the last hour and 20 minutes. And hey, Dorothea, um, much gratitude. Much, much, much gratitude. And I look forward. I know I'm going to be doing a concert. You know, I know these things are going to happen. Can I give you exactly when? Can't right now. Um, a gentleman, I didn't even know he lived south of me in Portland, Oregon. And I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a concert near you, which is true because I already touched base with somebody down there. And I'm going to be coming to Winnipeg. I know that for sure. I'm going to go to Calgary to be doing a concert. And just sort of, you know, just, it could be this summer. I don't know. But I know that I need to change a few things. And when I say this, I'm not good with dealing with business stuff. I can't, you know, for me to learn how to use Restream is difficult. Some of you guys are, no problem. Good for you guys, and I love you for guys for being able to do that. Not me. Me and technology, like what I went through to learn how to use a looper, it was painful because you say, well, read the thing. It doesn't resonate with me. That isn't how I learn. I learn when somebody shows me. That's how I learn. And so I'm looking, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm needing somebody who will work with me on social media stuff because it is time that I get out to the world who I am and what I'm about. Um, I've been taking little tiny baby steps. I'm done with the tiny baby steps. It's time. And I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. You see this? That's a huge venue. That is what I have there. I'm going to be playing at this particular place, by the way. I can feel it. I'll be on that stage performing. And so I'm looking for somebody to help me with it because I'm not good, right? You know, maybe we could work out something on the side for both of us. And it's the same thing is um, if you guys know people that have podcasts or whatever it is that they do, you know, let them know about me because this is how I'm going to get out to everybody. Also, I need to do a formal, like I know what I do. I'm getting to understand it, so I'm getting better at articulating it. That to put a promo thing together so I can send it off to like, there's a festival here. Like what I do is very unique. It doesn't fall into any particular category. Not at all. And it's all like worldly, right? And they have a festival here in Vancouver, and I would like to get them to shoot off a thing to them for them to consider having me as one of the performers, as well as other music festivals. Um, you know, to get out to the world, or if it's a venue, it's like even in Calgary. I know some lady a year and a half ago told me a place in Calgary. I didn't write it down. You know how you think, oh, I'll remember that. Right? And if I did write it down, I don't know where in the hell it is now. So that's the thing is I need, if you guys know somebody or if it's you yourself and if both of us resonate with each other, because that is not my strength. My strength is my guitar and sharing my music. That's my strength. It's a major strength. And if you guys don't know, I do have a YouTube channel. I think we're up to what is it now? 230 something. People, I'll just quickly check here. It takes a sec. My channel. We're up to 134 people on YouTube. Yeah. And I never really promoted the YouTube until the last, 3, 4 months? Yeah. Yep. Maybe. Could be even longer than that. I know I sort of started about a year ago, but I never really did much with it until about maybe 4 months or so ago. So, aw, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that so much because, like, how do you tell people, well, you got to hear this lady. She's fantastic, right? She's really good at what she does. And they go, that's nice, right? I know. Because like people tell me all the time, oh, we should go listen to this person, that person, all this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you think that person's great, that's wonderful. But the one thing I do know, anybody when they have an opportunity to hear my music, and they get it because it resonates. There's codes in it. There's something that and it's, I'm honored and flattered that Spirit has trusted me with this. And do I know where all these energies come from? I haven't got a fucking clue. But I do open to allow them to come through me in whatever way, shape, or form they want to be expressed. And I feel honored and blessed by them all for trusting me with that. And maybe one day I'll understand, but I don't need to understand why this or why that. I just get to be present in the moment and allow the energy to come through whatever way it is. So, and by the way, you ready for this? I sold 3 albums today, the actual CD. this lady, she has my digital music, but she wants the actual album, so she's buying these. So I'm mailing these tomorrow to her down in Massachusetts, so when she's driving to wherever she drives to, which is a long drive from what I gathered from her comment, that she has something to listen to, because she usually doesn't listen to music when she's driving. She's going to listen to me. I get to go with her and help her along with her drive. I think it's awesome. Anyway, you guys, love you all dearly, dearly, dearly. And I could be back tomorrow to share some music. I have no idea. I don't plan nothing. Then that's one thing a lot of people don't get. I don't plan nothing. If I have a doctor's appointment, that I can plan for that. Um, but there's nothing scheduled. Each and every day, you guys, I allow myself to be wherever I need to be in that moment, and my day unfolds accordingly. I just don't plan. And feel very fortunate that I'm able to do that, because I know a lot of you guys do work, and I don't know how you guys do it, because I have a difficult time personally dealing with the outside world. But I love my world, and you guys are a part of my world. Wow, I just love you guys. And for my longtime friend Delia, a special, I love you, Delia, and thank you for seeing me continuously. And I see you continuously. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. Love you all.